Anyway. Badges on sale now, baby. You go to their website, pittsburghgamingexpo.com. You can get your, right, like it says right there, get your big ass head out of the way. Buy admission. Huh? Buy admission. Okay? The other one's for booking a hotel. Standard online registration for the 3-day pass will be $70. Friday, Sunday, $30, and Saturday is $40. And then if you would buy at the door, you can buy tickets at the convention, and it's just a little bit more. It's a little more convenient, I guess, to do everything online nowadays. You know what I mean? So, and it's not that much of a difference. It's just an extra $5 if you choose to buy at the door. Not a big deal. October 4 through 6. That's this upcoming week, people. October 4 through 6, starting on Friday from 2 p.m. till 10 p.m. that evening. Then that Saturday from 11 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. and Sunday from 11 to 5. Personally, from experience, Saturday is probably my most favorite day to be there. That's usually when the live bands are playing. And we're going to have none other but Twitch's own Weird Paul is going to be there this year. I follow him. I like him. He cracks me up. He does all his streams with an old VHS camera, which I think is pretty cool. He's going to be there on Saturday, as well as Psycho Stick, Galactic Empire. Oh, okay, here we go. We got some times, baby. We got some times. So, main stage lineup for PGX 2024. Galactic Empire will be on at 9 p.m. And I don't know if you've ever seen them. You can look them up on YouTube. They're pretty incredible. Galactic Empire is the galaxy's foremost instrumental Star Wars cosplay heavy metal John Williams cover band ever. Period. They are pretty good. They put on a pretty good show, so they're going to be there. And we got Power Glove. Power Glove is a video game and TV influenced metal band based out of Boston. They're going to be there, set to hit the stage at 7 p.m. on Saturday. Psycho Stick. If anybody remembers, a few years ago, there was a meme song going around, I Can Only Count to 4. Absolutely incredible. They're going to be there. They were there last year. They put on one hell of a show, making their triumphant return once again. They'll be hitting the stage at 5 p.m. Psycho Stick is what happens when two best friends who grew up listening to Weird Al and Pantera decided to start a band combining crunching riffs and laugh out loud lyrics. Psycho Stick. You're definitely not going to want to miss those guys. That's a good time there. Danimal Cannon. Danimal Cannon, 3:30 p.m. They're a composer and sound designer for video games, film, and commercials. His masterfully crafted compositions have been featured in dozens of video game titles, as well as being featured in work for Pokemon, E3, and Amazon. Pretty excited to see this guy, and like I said, he'll be hitting the stage at 3:30 p.m. Like I mentioned before, Weird Paul, the Weird Paul Rock Band. If you know, you know. Weird Paul Rock Band's going to hit the stage at 2 p.m. on Saturday. Weird Paul Rock Band is led by none other than Weird Paul Petrosky, who has been performing in the Pittsburgh area for over 35 years. He has also been recording and releasing albums for over 35 years, including his latest and 33rd, Lit AF. If you've never seen him perform before live, get ready to have some fun. I watch him on Twitch all the time. If you're not following him on Twitch and you're part of the Twitch community, got to go check the guy out. He's in the music category. Look up Weird Paul. He'll come right up. Like I said, he does all his videos with a VHS camcorder, which is pretty cool. And then we got a list of previous lineups from the years before. Download the app, people. Download the app. We had an app last year. They got an app this year. Find times for the stuff you want to do. Quick note, the final schedule and stuff to do list will be updated on the app around a week before the show. So if you download the app and it's looking like the information is a little bit outdated, don't worry. By the time it's time for showtime, app will be up and ready to go. And you can get that on the App Store. You can get that at Google Play. Look up PGX. It'll pop right up. Cosplay and costume contest. All right. That is on Sunday. Cosplay contest rules. The PGX Cosplay Contest takes place on Sunday, October 6th. There are two divisions of the cosplay contest, which are the youth division, which is 16 and under, and the adult division, 17 and older. Easy peasy. Number two, judging will take place at the cosplay booth on Sunday between 11 a.m. and 2 p.m. It's usually fairly smooth. They have registration set up at the tables there, if I'm correct. Right here, yeah. Visit the cosplay booth and fill out the contest form to finalize your registration. Personally, I dig the cosplay contest. I'm not part of it, but the levels that some of these people go to create these absolutely incredible costumes, you got to see it for yourself. They'll be walking around the floor as well. Super awesome event. Make sure you check that out, and that'll be on Sunday, 11 to 2. Typically, I think it's always on Sunday. We got here the Expo schedule. Let's go through this. All listed times are obviously subject to change, but as of right now on Friday from 2 p.m. to 10 p.m., let's see what they got at the main stage. We'll have D&D Trivia, Guess the Edition, hosted by Bob World Builder and Grace World Destroyer. That'll be from 4 to 4:45 p.m. Geopolitical World Building, hosted by Baron D. Ropp, 5 p.m. to 5:45 p.m. And this will be in the main hall, okay? Claw Machines and Arcade Game Prizes, hosted by Arcade Matt, from 6 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. And then to wrap up Friday will be the Arcade Pit, hosted by Smite, MDCT, and Wobbly Python, from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Panel Room 1, nice, goes right into this. Friday event scheduled, continued Panel Room 1. Preserving Video Games from Retro and Beyond, hosted by Hannah. That's going to be from 4 to 4:45 p.m. Fabrication of a Grand Scheme, Telling Stories, hosted by Gwen DDH, from 5 to 5:45 p.m. Let's Get Cozy, How to Make the Most of Cozy Gaming, hosted by Ashley. That'll be from 6 to 6:45. An Intro to Rhythm Games, hosted by Noodle G at L. Noodle Gal. Got it. Noodle Gal. 7 to 7:45 p.m. Are You Good Enough to Voice Act and Overcome Anxiety, hosted by Greg Arnold. That'll be from 8 to 8:45 p.m. And Write Your Own Fanfics. This is going to be an 18-plus panel, okay, hosted by Tim, and that'll be from 9 to 9:45, wrapping up Friday evening. Panel Room 2 will have Speed Running 101, hosted by Laura, from 3 to 3:45. From Players to Creators, How Content Shaped the Evolution of Video Games, hosted by Wolfikason. Don't hate me. That'll be from 5 to 5:45 p.m. The GPS game hosted by Unlockable Content from 6 p.m. to 6:45 p.m. Enchanting Flute, video game and anime music reimagined, a performance by Katie Shesko. That'll be from 7 to 7:45 p.m. Pictionary Game Air hosted by Unlockable Content. This is also going to be an 18-plus panel, and that'll finish out Friday in Panel Room 2 from 9 to 9:45 p.m. Saturday. All right, let's get into Saturday. AKA the best day. They're all great days. They're all great days, but Saturday is my favorite day. Now, we already went through the bands, but quickly, once again, Weird Paul Rock Band at 2 p.m., Danimal Cannon at 3:30 p.m., Psycho Stick at 5 p.m., Power Glove at 7 p.m., and Galactic Empire at 9 p.m. Saturday event schedule, Panel Room 1. State of Video Game Collecting 2024 installment of this panel hosted by David, 12 to 12:45. Like I said, Panel Room 1. Tazbot, a live retrospective hosted by Danny. That's going to take place from 1 to 1:45. The Evolution of Blitzed, speedrun routes in Pokemon, hosted by Stump. That'll be from 3 to 3:45 p.m. The Demo Scene, Copy That Floppy and Keep the Scene Alive, hosted by Shelby from 6 to 6:45 p.m. And then to wrap up Panel Room 1, we will have Nothing Good Podcast live. The podcast strikes back, and this is going to be an 18-plus panel, okay? 8 to 8:45 p.m. That'll wrap up Saturday in Panel Room 1. And then in Panel Room 2, we have Gamer Wheel of Fortune. That'll be hosted by Chris from noon to 12:45 p.m. A conversation with Mark Busler from Classic Game Room and Omega Ronin, 1 p.m. to 1:45 p.m. Pictionary Game Air hosted by Unlockable Content. Once again, that'll be from 4 to 4:45 p.m. And the 501st, Bringing Pixels and Polygons to Life, hosted by Star Killer Garrison. That'll be from 6 to 6:45 p.m. And that takes us to Sunday. We hit at the very beginning for Sunday. The main stage is going to be bands all day. Okay, so keep that in mind. Sunday, and we went over this already too, but we're going to briefly go through this again. Cosplay Contest Showcase, hosted by Sarah Spector and Munslet, begins at 3 p.m. Sunday event schedule, Panel Room 1. We're going to have Anime Roulette, hosted by Unlockable Content again, and that'll be held from 1 to 1:45 p.m. Panel Room 2 on Sunday, Parenting and All Fun and Gaming, hosted by LL Cool Games. That's going to be 1 to 1:45. And then to wrap up the convention in Panel Room 2, a convention with DM Scotty from DM's Craft and Ed Z. And that'll be from 2 to 2:45 p.m. So we got a very full weekend ahead of us. Very full weekend ahead of us. Once again, Friday, 2 to 10 p.m., Saturday, 11 a.m. to midnight. Sometimes they run on a little bit longer, but we'll see how the music goes. And then Sunday from 11 to 5. What else we got here? Let's take a look. We got a map. Not yet. Map's coming. I've seen it. They ain't got it here yet. But the map's nice. It gives you a general idea of where everything is in the convention. let's get to tabletop RPGs. Okay, if you're a tabletop gamer, if you're into Warhammer, Dungeons and Dragons, any of this other stuff, now don't hate me, I'm not the most knowledgeable when it comes to the table gaming community, but they're going to have some Dungeons and Dragons, Deathmatch Island. I'm not going to read through all these. They're going to have all these different games available. Okay, they're going to have a few different people that are very fluent in the aspect of table gaming, and they'll be there to answer all your questions. Okay, I believe you can rent any of these games. Okay, you can rent any of these games, and then you can get a table, and then you take these games, you can play them, check them out, see what you like. Pretty sure if not there, they'll be available throughout the multiple vendors that are going to be there, and you'll be able to take one of these home with you. So,
okay, let me see.
Moving on, we got. Well, we already looked at the live music. What else we got here? Featured guest. Yes, this absolutely. We need to take a look at this. Okay, last year there was a hell of a lineup, and actually that's where I got this.
You're listening to FNA Presents Boom Shakalaka.
That there's Tim Kilt, the Mr. Boom Shakalaka himself from NBA Jam. Now, unfortunately, I don't believe he's going to be coming this year. Unfortunately, he was a great guy. I got to talk to him a good bit. Really nice dude. This year, there's going to be a completely different lineup, okay? And let's start here with Courtenay. The Psychotic Biotic is coming to the Pittsburgh Gaming Expo in October. She's an endlessly versatile voiceover artist. If you have watched it or played it, odds are good you've heard Courtney Taylor in it, okay? Whether it was Jack from the Mass Effect series, the sole survivor from Fallout 4, or Juhani, the badass and forward-thinking Jedi Guardian in BioWare's beloved Star Wars epic, Knights of the Old Republic. She's going to be there. Courtney Taylor. PGX is a gaming show, so we're going to geek out and that sort of stuff. And just a few samples from her resume is nothing short of iconic. Ada Wong in the Resident Evil series. Amanda Holliday, the Bungie's Destiny series. Scarlett Rhodes from Call of Duty Black Ops. Gloria Van Graff, among others, in Fallout New Vegas. Plus, she's done characters in Starfield, Dragon Age Origins, Diablo 4, The Old Republic, World of Warcraft, and that's just like the beginning of it. So the girl is an absolute legend. Cannot wait to meet her. Courtney Taylor. You're right. Booah! It's a line that exemplifies how iconic just a few short words can be. And even a minor line of dialogue can stick with us for ages. We're thrilled to announce, and this is one I'm personally super excited for, to announce that Roger Clark will be a guest at the 2024 Gaming Expo this year. Clark is an actor best known for portraying the one, the only Arthur Morgan from it's still semi-recent Rockstar Games Red Dead Redemption 2. The game's still absolutely gorgeous. One of my favorite games. I think it was my game of the year, the year it came out. Absolutely incredible. Cannot wait to meet Roger Clark, aka Arthur Morgan. Now, if we're gonna get Arthur Morgan, we also gotta get Dutch, right? They're chasing us hard because we represent everything they fear. Few villains in fiction stand as tall as Dutch Vanderlyn. And behind everything great villain stands an even greater actor. which means we're extremely excited to announce that Benjamin Byron Davis will be joining us at the 2024 Retro Pittsburgh Gaming Expo. So super exciting, man. Look at that. We got Roger Clark and Benjamin Byron Davis, the two mains from Red Dead Redemption 2. Super exciting. Red Dead, we're not going to go, we're going to move on here. John Riggs. Okay, John Riggs is a 5-tool player when it comes to video games. He showcases video games you grew up with, games you forgot about, and even games you have yet to discover on his YouTube channel. He's also a Debug Indie Game Award-winning game designer and publisher with his game Choo Choo Mimic. His voice is featured in a few video games. He published a book about nostalgic breakfast cereal. He's known to fix a game or two with open cart surgery, and he loves attending video game conventions. So that's John Riggs. John Riggs is going to be there. Then we got Dungeon Master Scotty. Hey there. I'm just a guy who had an idea. I am talking terribly today. I don't do English well right now. Hey there, I'm just a guy who had an idea 11 years ago. I started crafting super affordable terrain and dungeons for my RPG games out of trash and cheap materials. Scratch building. I've done that once or twice. It's a lot of fun. And then it hit me, why not share these awesome ideas with others? And when my YouTube channel, The DM's Craft, came to life, throughout the years I've come up with all sorts of cheap craft hacks, like those 2.5D cardboard dungeons. They're a game changer. Dungeon Master Scotty's. Gonna be nice to talk to this guy and shoot the shit on the craft. I used to do a little miniature painting, and I was into dioramas. It's the same genre. Super exciting. Can't wait to talk to him. Bob World Builder and Grace World Destroyer, TTRPG power couple. Okay, Bob's YouTube channel offers GM advice, GM advice, reviews, and fun homebrew creations for fantasy games. Grace is a master of lore, monster design, and world building. Both of these characters are going to be there. Okay, together they co-host the podcast, It's What Our Characters Would Do. And they're currently working with Evantier Games to publish Delve, How to Build and Survive Deadly Dungeons. Super exciting. I've seen these guys before. Okay, very exciting, nice people. You'll get a chance to talk to them yourselves at the convention, so make sure you get your tickets and come down. Baron D. Ropp, he was here last year too. I got to speak to this gentleman. Dungeon Masterpiece. Baron D. Ropp is coming back for round 2 at Pittsburgh Gaming Expo in October. The YouTuber behind Dungeon Masterpiece is extremely passionate about D&D and other tabletop role-playing games. Ropp has over 27 years of experience dungeon mastering for various RPGs and an educational and career background in media production, and applies geopolitical risk analysis. With these skills, Ropp coalesces lessons from cinema, literature, and video games to create richer stories. He'll be holding a couple panels in the break-off rooms and the panel rooms that we had gone over earlier in this. He'll be holding a few things there. Brian Shutter. Brian is joining us from Toxic Future for PGX 24. Brian is the writer-creator of Neon Lords, of the Toxic Wasteland, and over-the-top gonzo punk buzzsaw TTRPG, the RPG that goes to 11. Think RoboCop and Judge Dredd versus Gwar and the Toxic Avenger. I'm intrigued. When he's not making Gondo futuristic tabletop games and rocking those sweet Pip Vipers, he's the Northeast representative for goddamn games, or good man games. I like goddamn games. Take it. It's yours. Brian Sutter, he'll be there. Make sure you get your tickets. Come on down. Mark Bussler. Pittsburgh native Mark Bussler is a writer, artist, producer, and filmmaker behind numerous books, albums, and documentary films. He is the president of CGR Publishing and creator of the classic Game Room series, and the creator, producer, and songwriter of Omega Ronin. Mark Bussler, he will be there this weekend. And then returning, Paul E. Newmeyer. Okay, I got to speak to this gentleman last year. Very nice guy. He is the legendary artist and graphic designer for some of the early Mortal Kombat work. Okay? Paul E. Newmeyer's game art career began at Bally Midway in 1982, where he worked for pinball legend Paul Ferris. In 84, he went freelance, worked on games like Time Killer, Aeroboto, Star Guards, countless prototypes, and that original Mortal Kombat. Paul is a renowned artist known for his incredible contributions to gaming, including Mortal Kombat, Tron, Tapper, Spy Hunter, and more. His advertising experience includes movie licenses like Jurassic Park 2, the iconic franchises such as Star Wars and Pirates of the Caribbean. Paul E. Newmeyer. You're not going to want to miss him. Make sure you get your tickets and come down. Sarah Spector. The most excellent cosplay host with the most is returning again to PGX. Sarah Spector. Sarah Spector is a professional cosplayer and content creator that has been asking comic book, video game, and anime costumes for over a decade. She's known for her work as one of the hosts of Pittsburgh Steel City Con, where she interviews celebrity guests and creates video content with fans, artists, and vendors. Sarah Spector. Munslat, the long-standing PGX cosplay judge, returns to the cosplay contest trenches. If you aren't familiar with Matthew's work, you should be. A designer, fabricator, 3D modeler, cosplayer, and Twitch streamer who is known for suiting up as various Spartans from the Halo game series, Soldier 76 from Overwatch, and Vile from Mega Man X. With an emphasis on designing and manufacturing high detail and high quality replicas and costuming components from all manner of anime, science fiction, films, and video games, Munslat puts a clear emphasis on concept, quality, and craftsmanship. So that's Sarah Spector and Munslat. Make sure you get your tickets. Panubis, the ever-present but now official cosplay judge, has entered the ring. Panubis has been a mainstay the past couple of years at the Pittsburgh Gaming Expo, and it's time he officially joined the adventuring party. Not only has he cosplayed characters from various video games such as Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six Siege, the Division series, Resident Evil, and even some custom Mandalorians from the Star Wars franchise. Aside from cosplaying, Panubis is also a professional wrestler billed as Christian Noir, and currently under the Rise Wrestling banner. We're thrilled to finally announce that we have added him to the team and look forward to putting in the work at the cosplay judging panel. Panubis. That's a badass name. Just gonna throw that out there. As well as the next name, Lexifer. Come on now. I know I've met her once or twice. Very nice girl. Our cosplay host hero steps out of the shadows and onto the stage. This is the girl behind the cosplay contest at all the PGXs of the past, present, and future. Move over, Yamada. There's a new, okay, not really. She's been around for a while, like I said. In town, casual cosplayer and lover of all things anime and gaming, Lexi has stepped up as the cosplay contest coordinator and showcase for years, but now we're finally making it official, bringing an appreciation for art and creative culture to the stage and to the mic. Lexi and the cosplay crew work to give an awesome showcase and spotlight to all the amazing PGX cosplayers. Catch her at the cosplay booth all weekend, where she'll be taking sign-ups for the Sunday cosplay contest. As we went over earlier in the cosplay section, registration will be there. She'll be there the whole time. You'll get to meet her. She'll help you with any issues you may have or run into. And anything that has to do with cosplay, that's the person to talk to. Make sure you get your tickets. Level Up Board Game Podcast. Join hosts Patrick and Scott as they bring their passion and expertise to their listeners and to PGX. With their informative full reviews and concise game critiques, they will help you navigate the world of tabletop gaming. Don't miss the chance to play some games with these fantastic hosts in person and embark on an unforgettable gaming adventure at the Pittsburgh Gaming Expo. Level Up Board Game Podcast. Gamer Amur. Gamer Amur has a passion for retro and modern gaming, which is shown throughout her YouTube channel. With a massive collection of video games, gaming kiosks, authentic store displays, standees, action figures, and vintage toys. This gamer shares her tips and tricks on her channel and takes everyone along on her collecting journey while finding deals and preserving the history of these items. She has always had a love for these items growing up in the 90s and strives to relive her childhood memories and give everyone that nostalgic feeling. So that's once again Level Up Board Game Podcast and Gamer Amur. Can't wait. Super, super exciting. Next up, we got Stephen Haywood, the Tech Buzz, and Justin Silverman. Stephen Haywood, a dynamic figure at the forefront of gaming industry with a passion for technology and a keen eye for gaming innovation. Born and raised in the heart of gaming culture, Stephen's journey into the world of gaming began at a young age. His insatiable curiosity for all things tech led him to explore the intricate mechanics of gaming consoles, computers, and emerging technologies. This early fascination laid the foundation for his future endeavors. With a natural talent for breaking down complex concepts into digestible content, he quickly garnered a loyal following on various platforms. Stephen Haywood, the Tech Buzz. Then we got Justin Silverman, the real-life internet person, filmmaker, and media personality, is hanging out at his first PGX. Justin Silverman is a creative director from Philadelphia working on indie video games and films. A lifelong gamer and film buff, he got his first job at a movie theater in 2001 and left as a projectionist. A film and 3D animation major, he graduated college in 2007 and started working as an editor at NFL Films. After that, he created the YouTube gaming channels Underbelly and Silvermania. In 2015, he was employed by Screenwave Media, the YouTube network and indie game publisher. There he leads projects and produces content for throwback developer and publishers Retroware. Stephen Haywood and Justin Silverman coming to PGX 24 this upcoming weekend. Get your tickets. Next, we got Steve Wright. Appearance postponed. Uh-oh. Mr. Right Way. He was there last year, I believe. He runs a YouTube channel, and yeah, we'll skip him for now. Postponed. Arcade Matt. For the first time at PGX, welcome YouTube early adopter and claw machine content creator, Arcade Matt. Matt is a Pittsburgh-based YouTuber, born and raised in Ambridge. He's always had a passion for being on camera and editing videos and arcade games. He combined the two to grow one of the longest-running arcade channels on YouTube. So appearance postponed from Mr. Right Way, and what we will have Arcade Matt. Katie Cisco. Katie is all that in gaming. Cosplayer, speedrunner, musician, and panelist. We're thrilled she's joining us again at PGX. Flute and okay, that's right. We covered her earlier. She's going to be in a panel room playing her flute. Flute enchantress Katie Shesko is a multifaceted artist renowned for her exceptional talents as a flutist and her dedication as a speedrunner. She plays competitive renditions of video game and anime music, through which she has carved a unique niche for herself in the world of entertainment. Her love for music ignited at a young age, and she soon discovered her affinity for the flute and was determined to merge her love of music with her love of video games. Very cool. Very, very cool. Katie Shesko. And then we got Brian Collin, Vast Grimm, hanging out at his first PGX due to some rad scheduling kismet. Brian will be spending some time with us in October. Brian is an RPG designer, sculptor, world builder, and product developer. His current passion is Fast Grim Expanse, a brutal, infectious sci-fi RPG he created. Vibrant colors and intense art punk layouts juxtapose his terrifying handcrafted beasts along with making things. He is also the president of Creature Curation, Brian's project for creating strange and fantastical sculpture for conventions and gallery shows. As his art expanded beyond one-of-a-kind pieces to role-playing games and nerdy accessories, it was time to form a company. Brian Collin. We'll be there. Make sure you get your tickets. I'm going to be quite honest with you. I'm talking too fast and it's making me dizzy. I'm just so excited. I really am. I'm super excited for this convention. Guys, Games, and Beer Show. We came, we played, we drank. For their first time at PGX, we're pleased to announce the Guys, Games, and Beer Show. A fun-loving guys, game, and beer podcast is an amazing group of guys and gals that get together and discuss games and beer. They love sharing their favorite games with people, whether it's the classics you may know or extremely unique and one-of-a-kind things you may have never seen. So Guys, Games, and Beer Show. Unlockable content. We're super jazzed that these longtime PGX contributors and content creators are coming to PGX this year as official guests of the show. Unlockable Content is a YouTube channel and video game series built around nerd geek gaming culture anime, conventions, and doing vlogs to keep things up to date with the fan base. Their ethos. As they grow, the fans can unlock things through their involvement. Unlockable Content has been with us since the early days of the show, running panels, creating content, and generally being ambassadors of awesome for the community, and we're glad they're joining us at the show this year. Unlockable Content and Guys, Games, and Beer Show, both going to be there this upcoming weekend. And did I mention, don't forget to grab your tickets. You'll save a little bit if you get your tickets online versus the gate, but if you want to get them at the gate, that's not a problem either. Next up, we got Dr. Scott. I think we're wrapping this up soon. Yep, this is the last panels, okay? Dr. Scott, Game Closet, the destination for gaming chaos. Join Dr. Scott on a wild ride through the world of retro gaming, where the unexpected is always around the corner. From hilarious crossovers with iconic franchises to absurd quests and outrageous challenges, there's never a dull moment in Dr. Scott's Game Closet. Remember when Dr. Scott accidentally teleported into the classic game room set? Or that time he tried to destroy an Atari 2600 Pac-Man cartridge only to find it returning to life? Get ready for laughter, nostalgia, and a healthy dose of chaos as Dr. Scott takes you on a journey through some of the most memorable and sometimes infamous games of all time. Don't miss out on the gaming experience you won't find anywhere else. That's Dr. Scott's Gaming Closet, or Game Closet. And last but not least, we have Johnny Graphics. Johnny Graphics is a former gaming journalist turned TikToker and gaming critic. Johnny covers games from Atari 2600 all the way to the PlayStation 5, but with a major soft spot for the 16 and 32-bit games from the 90s he grew up with. After years of writing, editing, and voicing content for other gaming outlets, Johnny struck out on his own and hasn't looked back. Millions of views on TikTok from his viral gaming in the 30s videos, currently creating some of the most watched TurboGrafx 16 content on YouTube. That's Johnny Graphics with the TurboGrafx, who's going to be at the panel, in one of the panels this weekend. And I don't know what about you folks, but that is one hell of a lineup. That is one hell of a lineup for this year's PGX 2024. And don't forget Roger Clark and Benjamin Byron Davis. Dutch. Red Dead Redemption. What else we got here? Music. So, let me just say, things that I haven't mentioned yet is which I should have mentioned right off the get, Ding Dong, Retro Game Convention. What are you thinking, dude? But there's going to be retro games at the Retro Gaming Convention. There's going to be a section entirely dedicated to the old arcade. They're going to have over 100 cabinets, okay? And we're talking the original Mortal Kombat. We're talking Turtles in Time. We're talking the Simpsons arcade. We're talking Time Crisis, okay? We're talking Donkey Kong and Galaga. We're talking Centipede. And name your motorcycle game. They're going to have one or two of them there. You know what I'm saying? Pinball machines. Don't forget about the pinball machines. And are they going to have a contest? Last year they had a pinball contest. Look at this. Gunblade. Mortal Kombat 2. There's some pinballs. Hook and Terminator 2. classics, asteroids and crystal castles, Raiden, another pinball fishtails. We got a Neo Geo set up, and who remembers Off-Road, dude? I do. Remember Off-Road? The wheel, you just keep spinning it. But once you figured it out, fucking let's go, dude. What's up? What else we got here? Pinball, NBA Jam.
You're listening to FNA Presents Boom Shakalaka.
Commando, Operation Wolf, Super Mario Brothers Pinball. What? Seriously? They had this there last year too. This one's a lot of fun. Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, I mentioned that. Super Hang-On, I remember this one. Classic. Dig Dug, still great. Now, when I said The Simpsons earlier, I didn't mean the pinball. Pinball's gonna be there, but I'm talking the Simpsons arcade game. They had that there last. There it is. Speak of the devil, Simpsons arcade. Burger time, and that's just a taste. Just a taste of the cabinets that they're gonna have available. Okay, and did I mention they're all free play? Leave your quarters at home, people. You don't need them. You don't need them. They're all on free play. So come on down. Make sure you get your tickets on sale now. PGX, or go to PittsburghGamingExpo.com. Or if you want to search PGX 2024. Boom. It'll bring you right there. Fighting tournaments. They're going to have a couple fighting tournaments, okay? Street Fighter 6 on Friday. Check in at 3 p.m. Don't be late. Under Night 2 on Friday. Check in at 5 p.m. Don't be late. Super Smash Brothers. That's going to be on Saturday. Check-ins at 12 p.m. Don't be late. Also on Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Tekken 8. 1:30 p.m. Don't be late. Also on Saturday at 4:30 p.m. Guilty Gear. Great game. Don't be late. And to wrap things up on Saturday at 7 p.m., Grand Blue Fantasy. 7 p.m. Don't be late. What else we got here? We went through the guests, the music. We didn't see the console section, okay? I mentioned the arcade, right? I mentioned the arcade. Okay, I mentioned the arcade, but I did not mention the consoles. And unless I am not seeing it, there will be an equally large section for completely dedicated to consoles. And I'm talking the Atari 2600. I'm talking ColecoVision. I'm talking Neo Geo. I'm talking the Turbo Graphics. I'm talking Sega Genesis. I'm talking Super Nintendo. I'm talking Xbox. I'm talking 360. I'm talking PlayStation. Okay? And everything in between. I'm talking from the classics to the latest and greatest. Okay? That's what I'm talking about here. Consoles. Okay? Lots of consoles available to play. One thing to keep in mind, please don't take any drinks into these sections, please. Into the arcade section or into the console section. It's highly appreciated if you don't bring any food or drink into these areas of the convention. There are designated areas for food and drink. Thank you. I don't need to say why. Okay, there's a lot of expensive equipment, a lot of wires. So, but it's super fun. So make sure you get down there, check it out. Console, that's usually where you find me at, around the console section. I love the classics. I love the new. You know, you get to try out some stuff. Say you're thinking about collecting maybe, and you're not sure if you want to drop the money on one of these old turbo graphics you found on eBay. You know, check it out first. Come on down. Check the thing out first. I tell you what, they had, I don't know if you remember this, but they had, it was for the Sega Genesis. It was like a VR type thing, right? It was a ring that you stand in. And if I remember correctly, it was designed specifically for a game called Eternal Champions. They had one of those there. So you're able to check out some of the like the old school extra tech, you know, the stuff when we were kids and only that spoiled kid in the neighborhood got, or you seen it in the movie Wizard, you know, like the Power Glove. They'll have some of that stuff here. So you get to check out some of those neato extras that you didn't get to check out when you were a youngin', you know what I mean? So make sure you get your tickets. Come on down. What I got here, this is just a little bit of direction information. There we go. A little direction information for you. PGX takes place just 20 minutes outside of Pittsburgh at the Monroeville Convention Center. Despite the chaos earlier this year, the Pittsburgh Gaming Expo is proud and still able to call the Monroeville Convention Center our home every year. Few places in the area have the amount of space needed to put on such a huge event. Footprint with thousands of amazing people at a human price. This close to the city. And then we got a selection of directions for you. It's right in the middle of Monroeville, Pennsylvania. It's not hard to find. Not hard to find at all. Now, did we get everything here? I mentioned the app, okay? There is an app that you can download on your phone, and you can access all the information that you need about the event this weekend, what the times are, where the panels are, who's holding the panels, what time is their stuff, is it today, is it tomorrow, is it Sunday, when's the cosplay contest. I want to make sure that I'm there for this, and I want to make sure I don't miss that. Download the app. It's easy peasy. iOS, Android, doesn't matter. They got you covered. Definitely check it out. And yeah, I think that's about gonna wrap it up, folks. Pittsburgh Gaming Convention, October 4th through 6th. That's this upcoming weekend, people. So make sure you're getting your tickets. You save a little bit if you get your tickets online. PittsburghGamingExpo.com. Get your tickets now. What are you waiting for? What are you waiting? Why are you waiting? I don't understand what you're waiting. Why are you still watching me? What are you still watching me for? Go get your tickets. PittsburghGamingExpo.com. Go get them. We're done here. That's all she wrote. Get your tickets. You won't be disappointed.